Air. And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut. It's Chris Burns. It's Chris Lynch. This is Dysfunction Junction.
Today, we honor the dead. The good ones, the bad ones, the indifferent ones. We've done a musical draft before, but never like this. This is my week to have fun, and my topic is let's build a dream band featuring only dead musicians.
Build a dream band, the Derek Bothur edition.
There you go. Derek the Undertaker somewhere is smiling right now because we're doing this
with dead people.
Guys, take the tie off. Get that funeral home scent off of you. Grab yourself a cold beverage, hopefully in your own Kevin Harvick koozie. Kick your feet back and imagine these great musicians that we're all about to talk about and say to yourselves, welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, baby.
My man. My name is Chris Burns. With me, as always, is my esteemed co-host with less of a possum on his chin.
Look. It's Chris Lynch.
And of course, the producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair, and dude, Walter's doing great. It's Big Herm, Michael P.S. Herman.
Yeah. His first doctor's visit today. He's been waking up in the morning and waking up from his naps like almost the same way I do.
Like a Vietnam flashback.
No, like a little. Well, that's how I wake up out of a dream. He's just kind of slowly waking up in the morning, but he's kind of like snotty or like.
It's COVID.
I was just concerned. He was in a kennel. He was a surrender. I don't, I've had some bad luck lately, and I didn't want to. We shelled out a good amount of money because of the dog he is and how young he is, and you kind of have to shell out a lot of money for a puppy because they want to make sure that you're not just buying it to fucking fight it.
Yeah, and you don't want it to be parvo.
No, so I don't want parvo. I don't want like some lung disease, kennel cough, any of that. So we erred on the side of caution. The doctor said it could be anything. It could be, he was in a kennel. It could just be a little something he picked up. His lung. Yeah. I mean, with the dog version of that, they don't get the common, but that. But it could be just something from the air. He could just be snotty and young. He is young, but his lungs sound clear. And that was my thing. Like, it comes in, like, for an hour, he's kind of a little coffee and a little snotty, and then it goes away the rest of the day. And then when he takes his afternoon nap, he gets a little coffee and snotty again. And I just wanted to make sure. But, yeah, so Walter's doing fucking awesome. He's going to be
baby.
That is great.
Big dog.
That is awesome. No. I asked you about it, and, the listeners.
The new baby.
We got to see Walter last week.
The baby.
Still a little pissed off that my name wasn't put into play.
It's his middle name. It's on record at the vet.
You're shitting me. Tell me more. Tell the folks what I suggested as a middle name.
Butt plug.
Butt plug.
Walter Butt plug Herman. There it is.
I love it. And, I know we've got the dead musician Build-A-Band going on right now, but I have to ask you, and this will be my quick hit for the week, and then we'll get into dead musicians. How is it that a theater in Colorado has, up to the date, just beautiful camera footage of a congresswoman tugging her boyfriend, but we can't figure out who left the yayo in the Oval Office, which is supposed to be the most secure room in all of American history?
I was looking at that footage again. I don't know if that's security camera footage or somebody in the crowd. I don't know.
But I'm a local.
And so I'd like your insight on that.
I'm a local. There have been people on local news confirming what was going on. Basically, they called the people because she was super vaping. They were both getting really handsy, and I'm not talking like, like lovey-dovey smoochy. She was fondling his dick, and when the gentleman arrived, okay, this is that and the vaping, she was singing loudly. They were both definitely
Drug.
inebriated to some degree. All right, I'm not a doctor, I don't have a breathalyzer, but she definitely when the guy walked up to escort them out and say, look, you need to leave, he had his hand in her dress.
Ooh, my man.
One was in his, so for not the best behavior in public at a show, mind you, that is rated and sold for 11 and up. There were children in that theater for that show, but not exactly the best show of behavior for a conservative,
or for a sitting congresswoman.
That's where I'm going. Like, she's a sitting congresswoman.
And my future ex-wife,
a conservative, and this is kind of not what you would expect.
No,
I mean, I personally, this is not what you'd expect out of somebody of that stature.
Right.
I gotta be honest. I would totally expect it from her. She's trash. And I don't say that because of political affiliation. She just does dumb shit, and she's trash. And that's literally all it is.
I hate to say this because I have Psycho Magnet written all over me, but she's my kind of trash.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she is crazy white girl, psycho Burns girlfriend material. So
there you go.
Get her out of my fucking state Congress, bro.
There you go.
You can take her out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of her.
Yeah,
true.
I also heard that she was giving them lip on the way out, and like,
oh yeah, do you know the whole? Do you know who I am?
You know who I am.
You know who I am.
Go
Yeah,
away.
I wish I was a bouncer there. I'd be like, yeah, I do, and here's my phone number.
Yeah.
Lynch, get off my Kool-Aid. Herm will tell you that's been my woman for years.
No. She's only 36.
Doesn't matter. She's been on my radar for quite a while.
So you're saying she's too old for him?
Oh wow, we're gonna go that route. Listen, we're gonna build a dead band today. First of all, not that this will be the first time I say this tonight, but you're both fired.
And
I didn't say anything, man.
We'll tell you a little bit more. We'll tell you the 5-minute version after we get off the air, Lynch. But we're building a band tonight, and it's made up of all dead musicians. Now, we have 6 categories. I'm going to lay them out to you, the people. A singer, a rhythm guitarist, and a lead guitarist. They can interchange depending on what you want your band to sound like. A bass player, a drummer, and a flex position, which is usually called herming it, because Herm will fuck this up. But he promised, and I'm throwing this to you, the people. You guys get to decide. Is Herm herming it with his flex position? Because he will. He'll fuck it up.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. I actually followed the fucking rules. It was very satisfying to stay within the lines and not color outside of them.
Wow, look at you actually liking rules for a change.
I know. It's really weird.
I'm kind of impressed. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's a miracle. I got a haircut and a beard trim. He's not herming it.
No,
let's not question things.
No, the trifecta comes at 8:00. You'll all find out.
It's a new day.
Yes, it is. However, I'm throwing a curveball in how we announce our band.
Audible.
I have 6 pieces of paper folded up. They're right in front of me. I've spent the last couple minutes because I was late getting to pre-production. Had a lawn job to do. Sorry, folks. And
we'll just rattle it.
And I'm gonna pick from these pieces of paper.
Kind of like pulling at questions from the hat style, but that's
very much so.
All right, I'm in.
Build a dead band featuring questions from the hat. So here we go. Our first position, and I'm leading this. This is my category, my show. I'm gonna go Herm, Lynch, Chris around the gimmick. So Herm,
Yes.
the first category drawn was drums.
That's my first. Okay. That's what I have first on my list.
Okay,
is it really?
I'd like to make I'd like to pull this like the movie Tag, and amendment change.
Okay.
I would like to not disclose what your band type is until we've given the last, just for the sake of it. Is anybody not doing like a metal heavy band?
Yes and no, because two of my picks kind of, I just want to, this is my dream dead person band.
My picks are all over the fucking place. So it could be any genre.
Yeah, I'm kind of, I've got a little hair metal, I've got a little thrash, I've got a little grunge, I've got a little jazz.
I got a little of all of that. And so, yes, so absolutely. So, all right, we can pass. I was just wondering if anybody had, other than like the last time we did it, I did a funk band. I was just wondering if anybody went that route, or if we're all kind of in that metal rock genre, that big umbrella of rock.
I have to ask. Go ahead, Lynch, please.
It's just a band, and they can do any genre.
Did anybody name their band other than me?
No.
Yes, all right, I did. I named my band.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay, I'll name it 6 Dead Musicians.
I like it. It kind of fits. It speaks to the heart. It goes right to what we're doing.
We ain't here no mo.
What do you got? Eazy-E in your band? Jesus Christ.
I got Master P.
God bless you. God bless Eazy-E. God damn it.
Is a brother that will smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. All right, Herm, you are on the clock. Drafting your band. Drums.
All right, here it is. For drums, Tommy Ramone.
Okay. Nice. Straightforward. Just a 2/4 beat all the way down.
Yeah, just gonna beat the living shit out of them, and loud.
Very nice.
Maybe a 2/4. Sometimes switch it up and go 1/3, but we're gonna hit it hard, and we're just gonna beat the living shit out of them.
Never gonna take just the 4/4 route. He's gonna go yeah.
Nope.
All right. Wow.
But that's it.
All right. So because we have a lot of time to fill, and the way you just did it, we'll be done with this show in 15 minutes. Why Tommy? I mean, you have all these other drummers out there, and I'm not trying to disparage your pick. I like Tommy Ramone.
I also think Tommy's a character.
Yeah.
Okay. And I like Tommy's character.
Okay.
And I don't think a drummer has to be the Mark St. John of the drums. You
gotta go Mark St. John. He's dead too. He didn't make my list.
No,
although I do have 2 honorable mentions.
I mean, I don't think he has to be. Look, I got to be honest. I have never wished for Dave Grohl to be dead before
until today.
And then I was like, that nigga dies tonight. Like that would really help me out, you know?
Oh my God.
Same here.
Because that would have been my Herm, like Dave Grohl, because technically he's a flex musician, but I'm just gonna slot him in at drums and we'll fucking.
Yeah, I mean he's on life support. I mean, come on now.
Literally, I was like, sweet.
Real quick, I saw Herm's t-shirt just for the football fans out there. Raise your hand if your team won this week. You're welcome. Eat shit, all of you. No, that's a good pick. I like Tommy Ramone. Didn't make my list. However,
he's not the showpiece. He's just back there to keep a fucking rhythm. That's it. That's
you kind of just said it right there. He's backbone.
He's like that. He's like a true rhythm guitarist. He never fucking catches the fucking spotlight, but that nigga's working back there hard, maintaining that line. Him and the drummer and the bassist are the water that the oil of the guitars can and singer can float on. So
amen. Good choice.
There it is.
Bitch.
Tommy fucking Ramone.
Wow.
Never gonna be a boring fucking show.
Did not see that coming. All right, here we go. This ought to be good. Lynch.
My pick for drums. Are we ready?
We are.
Buddy Rich.
Wow.
Okay. All right. All right.
He, outside of revolutionizing how people drummed in the 50s and 60s, actually starting with the 40s, because he was a big band guy, he was a rock and roll guy, he was a jazz guy.
Yep.
That's just it. He was an all-around utility drummer. He could do anything. And he could just sit in and jam. He could never hear a song before and just make shit up on the spot. There's a couple other drummers like that I wish were dead. That could have done that. But
dude, it's my Dave Grohl. It's like, oh, I need Dave Grohl dead by like 6 p.m. tonight.
Dave,
I sure do wish Rick Allen were dead.
Yeah.
That'd be my flex position. We'd have a 3-arm drummer.
But yeah, Buddy Rich. I mean, like I said, my choices are all over the fucking place. So
no, that's good.
I expect yours to be all over and some fucking diverse, eclectic shit with your music tastes and the like jazz and shit.
Oh, he talks like I don't have eclectic music taste. He's gonna hear 2 of my picks and go, "Where the fuck is Chris going?"
No, I do, but I know that he likes a few more genres than you and I really care for.
Yeah, all right, I'll buy it.
On the more musical, analog side.
I'm just going to tell you, I love the pick of Buddy Rich. That was amazing.
All right. On to the next, Mr. Burns.
I had 2 drummers originally on my list. Had to narrow it down. The first one is not even going to make my honorable mention list, but I will tell you, the first one was Gene Krupa, who is an amazing jazz drummer, taught many of the guys who came up in the 70s as rock musicians how to play drums. But dude, I'm just going to sit back and I'm going to let Herm tell you who my pick is, because if there's any other pick for me, I'm not doing this right.
I'm pretty sure he's got Eric Carr down as his drummer.
It's Eric Carr. Dude played in funk bands. Dude played in funk bands. He played in disco bands. He played in blues bands. And then he got his big break with Kiss. And then, subsequently died in 1991 of cancer. To me, he was more than just a drummer. Let's start here. He was my friend. So he's going to make this list. But beyond that, to see his work when he was in Kiss with the electronic pads, being a one-man band during his solo, to go back and listen to the stuff that's been released by Loretta and the family since he passed, from his disco days, from his first ever band where they recorded 2 songs in a shit studio in New York, and they sounded very Beatle-y. And he's doing, again, the 4/4. Very Beatle-esque. But he could do it all. Played guitar, played bass, played piano. If he could play the piccolo, I'm sure that would have appeared on a Kiss album. In fact, one of the thickest bass songs of the Eric Carr era, I Still Love You, the bass was played by Eric Carr.
Interesting.
So, I mean, he could have been my flex musician, but no, in my band, he is the drummer today, tomorrow, and every day.
Oh, I like that pick. That's a great pick.
Thank you, sir.
Eric Carr is very solid.
More people should look up what Eric Carr has done, not just in Kiss, but previous to Kiss. He was amazing, and God rest his soul, I miss him every day. It's hard not to miss him. I have a framed picture of him on my wall. I think that has to do with the thank you, Alicia. That has to do with the Lauren Boebert thing. All right, our next position, starting with Herm. I call it guitar 1 or guitar 2, but I'm going to call this lead guitar. Who do you want to be the spotlight guitarist of your band?
You know who this is.
I do too, and
I think I got a good idea.
It's my pick too.
We all know we all know him by his guitar.
If I'm wrong, I'm going to be pissed.
What are the 3 colors on the guitar we know him by?
Oh shit! Red, white, and black.
There you go. I don't even have to fucking say it. I do for the viewers.
Yeah,
but the boys already know. I don't even have to say his last name. Eddie. I don't even have to say his motherfucking last name. Eddie.
Not the direction I thought you were going.
Eddie.
I want to talk to you.
Who is playing the guitar? Eddie. That's who. Eddie.
I want half.
Oh wow! I didn't see that coming. I was going to tell you, and if it's on your list,
Mr. Van Halen.
Don't say a word. Do not say a word, Herm. I swore up and down before I logged on this computer and the week that we had to do this, I swore Prince would be your lead guitarist just because Prince has chops.
He does, but he's more valuable in a different position.
Okay, fair. And I'll shut up now. All right, let's see who Lynch has as his lead guitarist.
Spoiler alert, you already said it, Prince.
Really? Wow.
Well, I'm sure it's for the same reason I have Eddie. See, Eddie is a lead guitar, but Eddie is also a multiple instrument musician.
Yes.
Okay, so technically Eddie as a lead guitarist is a flex position because of my flex position and my rhythm guitarist.
My flex position, one of you will have a heart attack.
I literally hermed it within the rules of it. The people that I placed in strategic positions have multiple instrument capabilities. I literally I need Tommy to just fucking hit the skins. That's it. Everybody else is gonna do the magic, and that's it. That's how
when my flex position comes up, I will explain why I chose him, and you'll get it. But wow, you got Prince's lead guitar. Tell me why.
People don't give him credit for being how great of a musician he was.
Those people are ignorant.
I do. That's why.
Well, because people don't realize that his first couple albums was all him. It was him in the studio by himself.
It's kind of that whole Dave Grohl, Paul McCartney thing.
Dave Grohl, Paul McCartney, Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor.
They played all of the parts on instruments, mixed it all together, and then found a bunch of people that could fucking play the songs I wrote the way I wanted it to.
And he found musicians and launched musicians' careers based upon his level of excellence on any instrument. His guitar play, he did the heavy lifting on guitar in his band. He did have some session guys that would tour with him that were good. And girls,
Bill and some rhythm.
The guitarist who actually played the intro to Purple Rain, I can't remember. I'm blanking on her name, but she was the one who played the that whole nice quiet piece at the beginning.
That was Wendy's song.
Yeah.
That song was written by Wendy. And look at me speaking about her like I know her by fucking first name.
Yeah, like you went fishing with her last week.
Honestly, I do, but that the song was written by Wendy. She wrote
like you were groping her in a theater.
And again, he's a multi-instrumentalist. So he's not only going to fill in that capacity as my lead guitarist, he can do anything he wants. He can do keyboards, he can do percussion, he can do woodwinds.
Right, kind of the same thing with Eddie. He could fill a number of. You could put him on.
He played piano.
Yeah,
he was a classically trained piano player.
So you've got all of
that. Play drums.
Theory and exactly same reason I picked Eddie. It's a multifaceted lead guitarist.
Yeah, he's got chops.
It's a bonus lead
chops for days.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. And Prince, not for nothing, when I listened to Prince records, whether it be the early stuff or where I thought his guitar work really shined through was Diamonds and Pearls.
That was a great album.
You listen to Thunder, you listen to Cream, you listen to Get Off. I mean, those guitar licks were above and beyond. They were stellar. Amazing. Let's not forget one of my top 5 Prince songs of all time with a good guitar riff in the middle, Pussy Control.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, this is usually the part where we do a draft show where I'm like, you guys stole my pick, but there's no one else for me on lead guitar than Sir Edward Van Halen. For all the same reasons you guys brought up, there's nothing he can't do. His guitar work can make you cry. His guitar work can make you angry. His guitar work can bring out a sunny day. his guitar work can stop a hurricane dead in its tracks and make it go the other way. That's how good Eddie Van Halen was.
I figure it's like this. It's like a draft, right? And normally you're spending money, all right? But we're not here, so everything is free. We're not spending money to pick a person. But when you go into a draft, you want to maximize the performance dollar. And I feel that all of our first picks on lead guitar are maximized performance dollar. You get more for every dollar with these artists than you do with 10 on some other artists.
Correct. And I'm not
and
throwing
they're
a
totally
flag.
worth 5 times the price of all the other artists.
I'm not throwing a flag. I am going to say, Lynch, I saw you going a different way. I saw Herm taking Prince, and I saw you, not so much Eddie, but I thought you'd go a different route.
I thought he was
going to take somebody with a little more blues,
like Jeff Healey. I could have seen him taking Jeff Healey.
Right.
He was on the list.
And I love Jeff Healey.
He's another phenomenal musician.
I love Jeff Healey. Blind fuck.
Like an NFL referee at a Dallas game.
For real.
Yeah. Where my keyboard at?
Right. Girl, you're looking. How do you know? I remember Herm and I, when we were in high school.
I'm not gonna lie. I listened to the Roadhouse soundtrack just for Jeff Healey on that motherfucker.
30 years ago. 30 years ago.
He's busy.
I wasn't off it. I'm just in it.
We all hear the song for the first time, and then you see the video, and they're hyping him up because, you know, he is a blind guitarist, and the song is beautiful. And we would play that on the bus in the morning, and the first line of the song is "Girl, you're looking fine tonight." And Herm and I,
you're looking fine tonight.
And there's Herm and I on the bus. How would you know?
I karaoke that shit. Come on, man. And every guy has got you in
his sights, except me.
Another one that was on my list was
I love having the best mic on the show.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you this now because I don't know if you have honorable mentions. I have 2 that need to be. You'll see how they could fit into my band later. But if you have honorable mentions, be ready. Our next position, Herminator. Give
69.
me your dead bassist.
Okay. I didn't really have to think very long. I didn't really have to think very hard.
This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt.
No. This one did hurt when he died.
Okay.
Locked myself in my room. Cliff Burton.
All right. I will tell you this ahead of time.
Good pick.
He's one of my 3 honorable mentions. He almost
Cliff can just fucking play hard and heavy for fucking hours and just shake his head and never look up and
now
just
that I'm mentioning it,
fucking play.
Now that I'm mentioning it, I just added someone. I have 4 honorable mentions now because I forgot somebody.
Cliff fucking Burton.
Fucking-tastic.
I think the music world was completely fucking robbed with his death.
Oh my God. How much better.
And I'm not talking like robbed and I'm not talking like Prince. Like Prince was just amazing and it did some amazing shit.
But Prince had a 35-year career.
Well, that's kind of where I was going, is like he had 35, 40 years of good shit. Cliff was just starting out.
Fucking
cutting
Christ.
Like they hadn't even hit real money.
surface.
They hadn't even hit real money yet. Like this is 2 albums before the Black Album. They're all still living in a fucking shithole, kind of.
Yeah,
somewhere.
the money is starting to trickle in, but it's not like huge money.
They're not making like, you know, hood rich money. They're not, they can afford to eat and they've got good equipment, but they're not rich yet.
No, they're traveling on a shit bus that crashed in the middle of fucking Copenhagen.
And the next album really was good. and really was their first seller because people bought it because Cliff was gone.
Justice, yeah.
But Cliff was 2 albums away from being the biggest at the time heavy metal band on the motherfucking planet.
To this day.
It was some of the hardest, heaviest shit you've ever heard. And when he went away, it took a long time for it to come back.
Wow.
I pose a theory that had Cliff not died in that bus accident, I don't see the Black Album ever happening.
No, absolutely not, because he wouldn't have gone the corporate route.
He wouldn't have gone corporate. He would
have quit the band and done his own thing.
He would have quit the fucking band before he went the corporate metal route.
Right. Yep. Lynch and I have had this what up, William Shelley? My man. Ladies, my dick. How about you stand down? Okay, let's not get violent. We're talking about dead musician. We're talking about dead musician
hanging out.
Apparently, Chris woke up this morning and chose violence.
Yes, well, I choose violence every day. However, we're talking about dead musicians, not future dead listeners. Because if you come at me like that again, problems are going to start. I'm just telling you tonight. I'm extra hot. Herm knows why. Lynch is going to find out, but it all comes to pass tonight.
Oh, he knows why we're extra hot too.
Oh yeah, he does. Let me say this about Cliff Burton and the Black Album and all that. He would have vetoed Bob Rock easily. He would have said that guy worked with Motley. That guy worked with I'm not doing this.
Every corporate band, every band that sold out real fucking early.
Look at the 3 albums that came before. It was Ride the Lightning. Cliff was on it. Fleming Rasmussen produced. You have Master of Puppets. Heavy album. Cliff was on it. Fleming Rasmussen produced. Cliff dies. Then we have And Justice for All. Fleming Rasmussen produced. My lady said, "Be nice." Yes, Mrs. Shelley, I will do that just for you because you, my friend, I'm extra hot right there with you all on that. You damn right, buddy. We got your back. You'll find out. But yeah, as you come to the Black Album, which easily biggest selling album of their career and one of the top 10 best-selling albums of all time. Nah, he just shit all over that. The songs, I would love to hear him play, but that production, no, he wouldn't have been in on that. He'd have been pissy. And rightfully so. This is not who we are. This is not what we do. Yeah. He'd have been like, I'm trying to remember.
Because Cliff passed away and Lars started wanting money.
Right, but I'm going to go back to my drum pick of Eric Carr. He joins the band. They're on this big worldwide tour. Then they go record Music from the Elder. And Eric Carr said to Gene Simmons at lunch on a private, and Gene tells us in his book, I want you to know,
dog shit.
I'm on the record. I don't agree with this. This is not what Kiss should do. Kiss should be, bombastic rock and roll, sex, drugs, not sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but sex and rock and roll. We should be singing party music, not this. I'm a boy on the ocean floating on this fucking gimmick, but he's a paid gun.
Not this bullshit concept album. No,
right.
Save that shit for Queensryche.
One of the things I want to ask, we're still on Cliff Burton. Christ, we haven't even gotten Lynch's pick. But one thing I want to ask Lynch, because we've had this conversation before, and I kind of want to dig your heels into it.
Yep.
Does Metallica become the biggest metal band on the earth? Lynch and Lynch only. Does Metallica become the biggest heavy metal band on the earth if not for the death of Cliff Burton? If he lives, reach these?
Their career trajectory would have been totally different. They would have been on par with Slayer because they came up at the same time, and it would have been the same style of music. Now, Slayer, again, musically very talented band. I love Slayer. I think they're a great band.
I just came up with another honorable mention.
But
if Guns N' Roses could have held it together, they were there. They were right there.
Guns N' Roses would totally have eclipsed them had they kept their shit together. I think Metallica would be
gotten in the way. Yeah.
If Metallica, if Cliff had survived and Metallica lived on, their career trajectory would be totally different. They'd still be in the vocabulary of metal, but not to the extent that they are now, because the Black Album happening in 1991 opened doors and kicked doors down for so many bands that sounded just like that album.
Agreed.
They never, bands like Trapped, bands like Nickelback. Nickelback is Metallica Light. Nickelback is Metallica Light.
Nickelback isn't that good. They just have a great studio producer. It's literally
Mutt Lange.
Yeah, I mean it's Mutt Lange. Like I could put 5 fucking monkeys in a room, and Mutt Lange could
Mutt
sell.
Lange will make it a platinum album.
Sell a million of those.
Yeah.
Just saying. You can't. I'm swear to God, I could fart for an hour and a half, and Mutt Lange could make that go gold.
No lie. That's not a lie.
I've already added another honorable mention. I'm hurting it like nobody's business. You know why? Because I can.
That's right.
It's my fucking list. Lynch, your bassist for your Dream Dead band.
All right, now bass. I had a couple of different options, but I went with a not so obvious choice.
If he fucks me on this one, I swear to
God. Dusty Hill from ZZ
Top.
Oh,
hello, Derek.
Good evening, Mr. Bothur.
What up, Derek the Undertaker? We're just talking about you.
This the Build a Band Derek Bothur edition because all the people are dead.
So, I had other choices for bass. One of which is my honorable mention. One of my honorable mentions. But again, Dusty Hill is a utility player. He can play bass, but he can also sing. He's a background vocalist. He's a lead vocalist. He has played guitar for ZZ Top at one point, where him and Billy trade roles.
Yep.
He's another utility player. My guys are all utility guys. They can do it all. So the band's never going to sound the same every album.
See, my singer and my bassist, we're about to find out my bassist, but my singer and my bassist have a role. The other 3 multi-instrument players, and my flex position, single player. So the 3 main guys that I look at, lead guitar, rhythm guitar, drum, these guys that I picked, multi-instruments. The other 2, the singer, you sing. The other 2 set a purpose. Your purpose is to be here and to hold down a groove. And I thought you were going to steal my pick, but I had Cliff Burton right here, almost ready to make my list. And then I thought I'm going to go in a different direction. I actually flipped a coin because these 2 I couldn't decide in my head. So I flipped a coin. I assigned them a head or a tail. Heads won. My bass player is Jaco Pastorius.
Oh, great choice, man.
Plays the jazz like nobody's business. He lays down a groove. Everything is thick. Everything works with not only the guitar, but the drum. There's nothing that Jaco couldn't do. And if you've never heard Jaco Pastorius, get out there and listen to him.
I love Yakov Smirnov. What?
Wrong guy.
What a country.
You're lucky I'm wearing pants, or I'd get up right now and show you the goods.
Oh, God.
I'm not wearing pants.
Don't show anybody the goods. Those are the bads. But Lynch, you're a man of many talents, and Herm as well. But I'll go to Lynch first. Jaco Pastorius left us way too early, and what do you think? I mean, he was bubbling. He could have been like somebody on the mainstream, but shit happens. Life goes on.
Had he not died, I think Jaco Pastorius was a very talented bass player, and he kind of revolutionized the 6-string bass. Anything other than 4 strings, he played and could play like a motherfucker. I would have saw him doing more sessions because he was a session musician.
Mm-hmm.
But his solo stuff, which is kind of hard to be a solo, be an artist and be a bass player, a solo artist and be a bass player. But he did it. His bass was front and center on any album that was just Jaco Pastorius. His session work is incredible. Again, he's a musician's musician. guys like me who are really into music for the technical aspect of it appreciate the hell out of them. I mean, if Joe Satriani were dead, he'd probably be on my list.
Oh, absolutely.
That kind of thing. My dream band would include Jaco and Joe.
Oh yeah,
or Steve Vai if he was dead.
Agreed. And the best part about Jaco,
neither one of you die tonight. Joe Satriani and Steve Vai can't die tonight.
You done fucked Lynch over.
That would be the ultimate fuck you if they died after you've expressed your list
in the same car accident.
Oh, together, coming home from like Spago or something,
holding hands.
Right, son of a bitch,
holding guitar necks.
See, Lynch just took it to a dark place. For all of you out there, this wasn't meant to be like this. We're supposed to have fun. Lynch just took it.
We can't have nice things,
right? Lynch just took it in a direction where he's killing off living musicians, but he's killing off living musicians to feed his list. That's what I'm saying.
Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Dave Grohl dies tonight. I'm gonna be pissed.
I think we'll all be pissed. All right, what is the next position we are releasing to the public? Ooh, it's Herm's favorite position. It's the flex position.
I have well, it's another musician, multifaceted.
No shit.
It's Prince.
Okay. I saw that coming.
You know what I mean? He's good on lead vocals or background vocals. He can write, he can play. I think he's a good flex. It was him and Eddie could basically flip that lead guitar flex spot either way. So I just went with Eddie for front man, stage front presence, and I'm sure Prince will take a little of that too, but I just thought it was a good ad.
All right. Good. I like it. All right. This one's going to hurt. Lynch, your flex position.
My flex position.
Yoko Ono.
Chick Corea.
Oh, shit. Wow.
So he's a celebrated pianist. But again, could play multiple instruments. Wrote some really, really great music in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Was a favorite of mine growing up. My dad loved him.
And he's not that long dead. He only died if I'm remembering correctly,
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, he died in the end of 2021. Yeah, like I said, my choices are all over the fucking place, man. That's why my band can play just about any genre. And he does it. You don't have to include him in the piece. He can just be a little smattering of keyboard in there. I had other people for flex. This and singer were my two hardest choices.
Same.
And I'm still torn about my singer.
Not me.
I'm still torn about it.
I had 3 choices for singer. I chose the one because of the band I'm trying to build. But I mean, as long as we're on the subject, are you good talking about Chick Corea, or are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, my flex position. If I took Jaco, I knew I had to have someone that could be as funky or as jazzy and add a little flavor to the band that you didn't see coming. Much like going to see The Who, not the one you're thinking of, open for Five Finger Death Punch, and they have a cello player. And much like when I went and saw Ghost recently, and they had somebody come out and play saxophone, this was a no-brainer. My flex position goes to Clarence Clemens.
That's a good choice.
I want that sexy saxophone to take the, not only the lead guitar of Eddie Van Halen, my rhythm guitarist yet to be named, and the singer who is that flexible to, you throw a little bit of extra sauce on it and a little extra cheese and dude, Clarence Clemens in the 80s. Come on now. Who didn't love Clarence Clemens?
He was the best part of the E Street Band, man.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
And he did the one solo song, You're a Friend of Mine, that everybody knew, everybody sang. You knew it when you heard it because you heard the sweet saxophone sounds. You knew. Fuck.
Clarence,
I
you
mean,
been good? Santa gonna bring you a new saxophone?
Yeah, baby.
he's talking about the video. Shit. Oh,
Well,
That's a
you
good.
better watch
the
out,
only
you
time,
better
the only
not
way,
cry.
the
Sorry.
only way I could love Clarence Clemens more as a player was if he joined the Delaware Destroyers, and you heard that saxophone that he could play on like Bad to the Bone.
The
Yeah.
boss tones.
Maybe I'd buy the Boss Tones, but think about the
You're arguing
sax
with the
on
boss tones.
think about the sax on Bad to the Bone, and now Clemens it up.
Tour with Glenn Fry.
He's dead too.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah.
we got 2 more positions. It is 6:48. We got a little bit of time. This ought to be fun. Then we'll get our honorable mentions in. Our position is
Bob Backlund. Derek
Bob
says
Backlund. Is
He's
Backlund
still
still alive?
in there. He's still in
Backlund
there.
is still in there.
Yes, he is. 70 plus years old. That man is in better shape than all 3 of us combined.
Yes.
All right. So our next pick. Oh, we're saving the best for last. Our second guitarist, or rhythm guitarist, as it were, starting with the Herm.
All right, this one's gonna fuck with your head.
Okay.
Chuck Berry.
Oh, that's sexy.
I like it. I like
That
it.
is sexy.
I like it.
He did some really amazing things being a rhythm guitarist. And when he started playing lead and playing on his own, he did some really cool stuff with taking piano runs and working them into how you play guitar. He did some really cool things with music when he first started out, and I just think he'd be really, really good. He's just an amazing guitar player, and I think a lot of people like to leave him off lists.
That's sexy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm semi-rigid right now
And
listening to that.
in this day and age, he also is my token for an all-inclusive team. It's not all just white guys.
I got Clarence Clemens. You're talking about inclusive?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I had him. Like, he's like the. It was him or Jimmy, and I went with Chuck Berry.
Ooh! How did I miss Jimmy? I'll tell you how I miss Jimmy
It was
when
him
it
or
comes
Jimmy
around.
for a rhythm guitarist, like just to do some funky shit and come up with some really fucking weird. It was him or Jimmy.
I'll tell you how I miss Jimmy when I got to mine, because Jimmy didn't make honorable mention, because my rhythm guitarist. Well, I'll leave it because it's coming up. But fantastic pick. Wow, Chuck Berry. I did not see that coming.
I mean, think of some of those runs he did, you know, on that nice clean. Back then, what was considered muddy. Now, bring in some of the equipment you have and some of the distortion, and let him run wild. And I don't know, it could go a lot of places.
Indeed, it could.
I'm actually impressed that Derek spelt Bob Backlund right.
I'm not gonna lie.
He Googled it.
I'm impressed that Derek spelled Bob right.
And I spot you 2 of the letters, the B and the B.
Starts with a B.
Ends with a B.
5 seconds, Bob.
Bob Bitchin. That's right, Bob Bitchin.
There you go.
I make these really cool table candles.
Oh, really? How do you do that?
Pour wax on a table,
Uh-huh.
and then I set it on fire.
God, man.
The jokes run aplenty.
You get fronted with a stash of 40 keys. Can I quit
40
now?
key? Can I quit now? Fucking Christ, you guys. All right. We're on rhythm guitar and we're going to Lynch. And dude, you have been. Did I spell jackass right? Yes, it's spelled Derek.
EK. It's yes, capital D. Capitalize the D.
That's right, with a big D. Not like you have a big D, but your name should have a big D.
Like biblically.
D.
D.
Kabush. You gotta find that video for me.
I'm trying, dude. I'm trying.
Fucking
I can't
Christ.
find it anywhere. I'm working. I got programs working in the background waiting for it to come on somewhere.
We're waiting for Lynch's pick. However, if you've never seen Kiss Extreme Close Up, you have to watch it. Some of the funniest shit you'll ever see. Then watch the follow-up, Kiss Confidential, with the Andre the Giant jokes and all of that bullshit. It's all fun and games. We're gonna wait for Herm to come back before you make your pick.
We got a good thing going on.
Ron Bear Jones. He can hear me.
Mr. Jones.
God bless Bear too, because he died a couple years ago of the COVID.
Not a musician, but one hell of a fucking tour bus driver
and a pimp. Do you two girls know each other? Have you ever done each other? Ron Bear Jones, my hero and my spirit animal.
My spirit animal.
Oh, when Bear died, I was so upset. Speaking of dead, you have a rhythm guitarist you'd like to share with us.
Who is it, Lynch? I know there's a speed bump here. I can feel it. My left nipple's tingling.
He got Steve Grimmett from Grim Reaper.
No, it's got more flavor than that.
I'm going to say the name, and I'll be surprised if either of you can name the band he was in.
Fire away.
Terry Kath.
Red Light.
No,
if I know.
Red Light. He's in that band, dude, from downtown.
Remember that dude we saw at the fair, and he played right after the pig with the big nuts?
Played with that band with that other guy.
The dude with the hat.
The dude had the feather.
Terry Kath.
Hold on. Don't say it. Chicago.
You looked it up.
Yes, I did. It's on the Google machine right now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Lying sack of shit. Terry Kath was the original guitarist for Chicago. And
no way he pulled that out of his ass like that. No way.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
He was the original guitarist for Chicago. Died pretty tragically. I think he died in a gun accident.
Like if a band played there, this motherfucker did it.
Yeah. Some of one of his finest examples of a guitar work was the solo in 25 to 6/4. The original
great song.
Legitimate question. Pre-Cetera?
Or
he died in 78, yes.
Cetera floated in and out of the band a lot from the beginning till the 80s, 90s, when it was the Peter Cetera show until like 1992.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going.
When he left.
Right. He kind of floated in and out, kind of like the way the Doobie Brothers did on albums. Like there was a group of guys on the cover, and the next band was like 4 of those dudes, but 2 other new ones.
Yeah, those other 2 dudes don't look familiar.
Floated into about every fucking band.
Time out. Offsides clipping. I got to read this.
It's something about answer.
Mr. Kath here. Kath enjoyed target shooting and by 1978 was regularly carrying guns. Around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday, January 23rd, after a party at the home of a roadie and band technician in Woodland Hills, California, Kath began to play with his guns. He spun an unloaded .38 revolver in his finger, put it up to his temple, and pulled the trigger. Johnson warned Kath several times to be careful. Kath then picked up a semi-automatic 9mm pistol leaning back in his chair and said to Johnson, "Don't worry about it. Look, the clip isn't even in." His last words were, "What do you think I'm going to do? Blow my brains out?" To calm Johnson's concern, Kath showed him the empty magazine. Kath then replaced the magazine in the gun, put the gun to his temple, and pulled the trigger. Apparently, there was a chamber rounded. He died instantly from the gunshot wound.
Chambered. Nobody checked the action.
Nobody cleared the weapon.
That's it. Weapon was never cleared.
That's why I said he died in a gun accident.
Oh, I know, but I didn't know what kind of gun accident. I thought maybe he was out hunting. I didn't think he was doing a Freddie Prinze. Jesus Christ.
He was dumb ways to die. That was him.
Dumb ways to die.
Yeah.
Real man of ignorance.
Yeah. Real man of genius.
Today we present you with Terry Kath. He played for Chicago.
Ooh. Till 1978.
Look, it's not loaded.
Forgot to clear the weapon.
But because of Terry Kath's death, that's when Cetera picked up the mantle as bass player and pretty much lead singer of Chicago. Because Kath sang as well. And that's when Chicago went from being the Chicago Transit Authority vibe, like that really bluesy, rocky
just Chicago
jazz, to just Chicago, where it was more pop oriented. And they had everything from like 1978 until 1989 was, if she would have been faithful, that it was all ballads, great songs, but they went the soft pop rock route. And
when you do the lead song, when you do the lead song for the Karate Kid as a love song, your career is pretty much, this is what we do. We're Michael Bolton.
That wasn't Chicago.
That was Peter Cetera.
Oh, simply Peter Cetera. You're right.
Like what we're talking about is like the difference between like 25 and 6 to 4, which was what most of their albums were. That style with Saturday in the Park sprinkled in. It became a Saturday in the Park album with 1 or 2 25 or 6 to 4s.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like early Genesis, which was amazing.
Good stuff.
When Phil Collins was just the drummer before Peter Gabriel left.
Right.
Those first 4 or 5 albums were some of the best rock albums of their time.
Ever.
Yeah, there's some crazy fucking shit on those albums.
Dude, what's the one with the little kids? The one that has Mama and a Legal Alien on it.
Yeah.
And
that's Abacab.
That was one of the first.
Abacab,
and then you just had that was like one of the first albums with Collins as lead, and it was really, really, really good.
Yeah. Every track on that album was good. It's got That's All, which was a big hit for them.
Great freaking song.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'll say this. I know I'm white, but I liked Phil Collins, man.
I think he's on my list as an honorable mention.
So, there you go.
Yeah, that's my pick, Terry Kath.
Wow.
I knew that would kind of throw some people off.
Deep fucking dive. Hey, real quick, around the room, who among you had Lemmy as my bassist? Did anybody have Lemmy as my bassist? You didn't see Lemmy coming?
No, I had you pulling Lemmy as vocals because of his frontman ability.
Absolutely not.
That was where I saw him.
That motherfucker worked so goddamn hard, and just cut him some slack and let him sing in front and be himself, and let somebody else carry the load of playing the music. I thought you were going to be. I'm surprised.
I gotta pee.
You pee. I'm next.
I'm surprised Daryl's not on that list.
Do we wait for Lynch to come? Do we wait for Lynch to come back, or do you just want to spoil it now?
No. I'm just saying. I'm surprised Lynch that Dime was not your lead guitarist.
No, he's my rhythm guitarist. Because Dimebag Darrell obviously is
for the same reason that Chuck Berry is. Like, it's just going to be good.
When you listen to a Pantera song or a Damage Plan song or any number of the artists that he worked with, that chunk, he was the only guitarist in the band. Everything was Dime. Everything was Dime. There's a reason why Dime is my favorite guitarist.
He layered tracks to make it sound like so much heavier guitar.
Right, but when you go see them live, the chunk is still there, and then when it comes down to the lead part, Rex Brown takes over with the chunk, adding a little distortion with the bass to make it sound like there's a rhythm guitar track, but Dime is just, but as far as a rhythm guitarist goes, if you want chunk and thickness and just hellfire and brimstone, Dime is your guy. And there was no way Dime doesn't make it on my list. My favorite guitar player of all time.
I knew we had to be there. I'm like, this nigga hasn't thrown Dime out yet, and I'm I'm starting to worry. I'm really getting worried. Like,
Watch this.
Watch what?
So yeah, my rhythm guitarist is Steve Clark from Def Leppard.
Fuck you. Lying sack of shit.
Yeah, well, it was Dimebag Darrell. Like I was saying to Herm and to the people, I'll say it to you. When you listen to a Pantera record, all that thickness, they had one guitar player. It was Dimebag Darrell. Every thick thing you heard, every awesome riff, every hi boys, just got home for baseball practice. What are we discussing tonight? We are building our favorite band made of only dead musicians. We will recap before we get to this last bit right here. But yeah, when you listen to a Pantera song, that's dime. All the guitar work is dime. And for me, for a rhythm guitar player, there was no other choice. I want dime. I want the thickness. He can groove. If you listen to the David Allan Coe Rebel Meets Rebel, the amazing work he did on there, all the Pantera stuff, all the Damage Plan stuff. No other choice for me at rhythm guitar but Dimebag Darrell. So now we're gonna go around the room. We're gonna catch Jen up and all the listeners. The singer, obviously, is our last pick. So starting with the flex position, going all the way up the route. Herm, tell us your band so far.
Let's see. We have our flex position is Prince. We have Tommy Ramone at drums. We have Chuck Berry at rhythm guitar. We have Cliff Burton on bass. And we have Eddie Van Halen on lead guitar.
All right. Lynch, tell us your band without the singer, and we're going to start doing the singer in just a moment.
All right. So my flex was Chick Corea. My rhythm guitar was Terry Kath from Chicago. Lead guitar, Prince. Bass player, Dusty Hill from ZZ Top. And last but not least, excluding the singer, drummer is Buddy Rich.
Okay. I'll start with rhythm guitar and work my way down. My rhythm guitar player is Dimebag Darrell. My lead guitar player is Eddie Van Halen. My bassist is Jaco Pastorius. My drummer is Eric Carr. And my flex position is Clarence Clemens.
Clarence motherfucking Clemens.
Motherfucker. That should be his middle name. Kind of like Brandon fucking Jones, which you'll find out tomorrow night up on the Speedway Review, because he screwed the pooch something fierce this weekend.
Ooh.
We'll find out all about it. Not a fan of Van Halen, but you can't argue with the lead goes to Eddie. Absolutely, Jen. Thank you very much. All right, so we're now at the singer position, not Eric Singer, not Madeline Singer,
the Hawk.
Not Brian Singer.
Yeah, not Brian Singer, the Hawk. I got you. All right, Herm, who did you pick as the singer of your all dead musician band in This Better Not Suck?
Kurt Cobain.
Fuck. I knew somebody would pick Cobain. I didn't think it was you.
One of my four.
He's not playing. He can play, but that's not his job. It's just to sing. Kurt, just shut the fuck up and sing. All right? Maybe write a song, maybe pass it around the room. Just shut the fuck up and sing. Somebody should have told him, Kurt, just shut the fuck up and sing.
He might still be alive today.
And he might still fucking be alive. Kurt,
Stay away,
fuck up and sing.
Stay away from Courtney Love and stay away from shotguns.
Leave them hoes alone and shut the fuck up and sing.
All right, dumb question. I'll start with Lynch. I'll go to Herm next, and all you in the peanut gallery.
Lane Stanley.
First of all, why don't you shut up? First of all, I thought you, Herm, would go with Chris Cornell because I know how much you're a fan. However, Lynch.
I thought about it.
Lynch, if Kurt Cobain lives, does Nirvana keep going upward, or do they plateau after In Utero?
They go up.
Okay.
I think they evolve from there.
Yeah, I think they get heavier.
I think they evolve from there because the grunge thing's kind of over. And
is your name Lynch?
Sorry.
I got to do a speedway review thing here. Herm, shut the fuck up.
Sorry.
So
go ahead, Lynch. We'll get to you in a second, Herm. I promise.
So I agree. I think they evolve, and I think they have the Foo Fighters career after In Utero, because Dave.
But heavy.
It was a collaborative effort
but heavier and crunchier. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
See, but wait, see,
A little
okay,
more,
no,
a little more
because
black.
if Herm can do it, if Herm can Herm, I can Herm. I thought In Utero was absolutely their best album. That was their
Because he
black
died and there
album.
wasn't another one afterwards.
Doesn't matter. Even when he was alive, I was like, this is it. This is boom. This is the sauce right here. I agree with Jen. She said they would have plateaued. I think they would have plateaued. I think that Soundgarden went further because of Chris Cornell. I think that, bands like Pearl Jam, as much as I hate Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam made music that people wanted to hear. Nirvana was about anger and frustration, but once you get rich, how angry can you be? Oh, what? My maid didn't show up
I don't
today?
know. Ask Rage Against the Machine.
Ask Robin what? Never mind.
Fuck that with those
come
guys.
on. Zach grew up in fucking Beverly Hills. How fucking angry at society could he fucking be?
He
I
found a
can't-
way
Plus-
and
I
made
can't
millions.
stand
But
him.
they were definitely not on regular radio, and they sold like a motherfucker, and nobody
All
cared
right.
that Zach grew up in Beverly Hills.
All right, fair. I'm gonna shut up now. I asked the question of Lynch and Hermed. So
No, I personally think that the trajectory would have continued with they would have risen and they would have evolved to what the Foo Fighters became. Again,
can you
Fighters.
Can you put up Jen's comment, please? I have to see this out loud for the world to see. I've been saying this for 30 fucking years.
I'm gonna put it up, but I have to preface it with this.
Oh, Jesus
Who the fuck
Christ!
said anything about fucking Vedder?
I did.
He doesn't matter.
Eddie Vedder fucking sucks balls.
Yeah, but nobody said anything good about Vedder. We know Vedder blows.
That's all right. She's a listener. Don't piss her off. We're gonna have a Patreon soon. Her $5 a month could help.
Oh, I'll do a lot of crazy things for $5.
I know you will. I've seen you do it.
I know.
We need to have Sarah McLachlan do a commercial with really sad music.
All right, for $5 a day, you can help this podcast. All right, we're moving ahead. Lynch, who have you chosen as the singer of your all dead band?
Chris Cornell.
I saw that coming from one of you. I didn't think it was you though.
Chris Cornell. Kurt Cobain was on the list.
Be like John Lennon or something.
No.
Herb, you can't do that while I'm drinking. I'm sorry, bro.
You know the rules.
I loved the Beatles, but no. John Lennon's in his own little world.
Good, because I chose George Harrison.
Kurt Cobain was on the list, as was Chester Bennington.
All right.
I'm not even going to mention the fourth because it really doesn't matter.
Say it.
Well, I see that now. I think about it. Now I think about it. It's five. Typo negative. Peter
Steele. All right.
Steele.
No. All right.
That's one of them.
Whoa. This girl just went off. Someone let her off the chain.
It was the Peckers. Vedder was smoking. Wow. All right, Jen. You know what? Hey, we're going to change the rules. Next week is Herm's list. 2 weeks from now, Jen, be home at 6:00. You're a special guest on the show. We're just going to riff. We're going to have fun. Whatever you want to talk about, we're going to riff. We're going to have some fun because Jen is bringing the heat. And for the first time ever in the history of Dysfunction Junction, we're bringing a listener on just because we want to. Fuck it. Jen Sizer, you are in the house. 2 rules. 1, you got to be on time. 2,
we're big on punctuality. It's not.
If you call me anything other than Bernays, you are banned from the show. That's an old joke from Mohegan Sun 20 years ago, and we're going to stick to it.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Chris Cornell. Wow, I saw that. I kind of saw that coming, but I didn't see it coming from you. That's what I'm going to say. I saw you going in a different direction.
Love that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll do my best. That's it. That's all you can do.
Yeah, we drink beer and swear on this show. It's not difficult.
Yeah, it's nothing you haven't done, I don't know, while you were on the job at Mohegan fucking Sun.
3 edibles deep by now. So
we haven't heard butt stuff once.
Butt stuff hasn't kicked in yet on the chat thread. I haven't looked either, but
no.
It's coming.
those edibles are kicking in, so don't you worry.
Woo! The after show
Anyway.
is going to be amazing.
I'm going to do it again. I'm going to go Speedway. Herm, shut the fuck up.
Yes, sir.
Why Chris Cornell for you?
Ooh, yeah.
Out of the several singers that I thought of, like I told you earlier today, I was struggling. They all have different reasons for being on my list, but I think Chris Cornell could sing the hell out of the phone book. And he proved that he could sing anything when he covered Nothing Compares to You.
Yep.
Not completely out of what his typical wheelhouse was, and proved to me as a fan of music that he gets it. He got it. He understood that he just sang shit he liked, and it happens to be that a lot of his own stuff was really fucking good. Soundgarden, probably one of my only favorite bands that came out of the 90s from that era.
One other in my book, but we'll leave it. We're talking about you right now.
Nirvana and Soundgarden. Everybody else is, there's some honorable mentions in there, but fuck
Wax
Pearl Jam.
philosophically. I'll be right back.
Fuck Pearl Jam. Their first 10 was a good album, but everything after that was just.
They had a couple of good songs that I liked.
Pomp and Circumstance.
I wasn't really a Pearl Jam fan.
No.
Like I bought one album because it had 3 songs on it, and it's the only thing I ever owned ever. And it had nothing to do with politics or God Squad or any of that bullshit. There was 3 songs I liked, and that was it.
So. One of the only things that Eddie Vedder has ever done in his career is his take on how Ticketmaster fucks over fans, and by charging exorbitant fees to go see bands in concert, which I agree with. I think it's ridiculous. You pay $49.99 for the ticket, then another charge for service, then another charge to have your ticket emailed to you, and another charge to just, by the way, just because we can.
You're not even paying for a piece of paper. You're just paying for...
I'm paying for the luxury to put it in my phone wallet. The fuck is that? I mean, when we went to see Gabriel Iglesias, the fucking service fees were just as much as the tickets.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Bert Kreischer in December. It's the same fucking thing. The tickets weren't that badly priced, but then you add in all these fucking fees. It's like, why? I'm not paying for parking. It's in a free parking garage. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I got to be honest. That's the thing here is that it's Pueblo is like the biggest city in southern Colorado.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like years ago, up until a few years ago, every piece of government mail came through Pueblo, Colorado. The railroad here is one of the biggest. We have one of the biggest railroad depots in the southern Midwest. And we are the railroad town that made California happen.
Mm-hmm.
Everything came out of here or came to here before it went anywhere else from on this side of the mountains. You know what I mean? So we're kind of big, but also we're not Denver or Springs. But we get really good artists down here, and the tickets aren't bad. Like we get them at the Memorial Coliseum, and tickets are like $100, and like the processing fees are like $20. So for like $120 for like $250 dinner, you can go to a show. You know what I mean? Like for $500, you can have a really nice night.
Yeah, yeah. Chris is back.
My apologies, gentlemen.
Polishing his whistle.
The water bill had to be paid before tonight's big meeting. Which, if you're a fan of the Speed Review, tune in tomorrow night. TJ Peters from Legacy Motorsports is going to join us. Yes, somebody from a Cup team is going to join us and talk about the ins and the outs of Legacy Motorsports, and we will review Bristol weekend. So have fun with that.
Yeah.
Because Bristol, baby, it's Bristol.
It's Bristol.
All right, I'm gonna make.
All right, Bird, it's your turn.
I'm gonna make at least one person happy, and it's not gonna be either of you two.
Tim.
No, I had two other vocalists in mind, but when I looked at this, I wanted someone that was throaty, and it was the only band of that 90s era that I really, really latched onto. I chose Lane Staley as my singer. He could sing like a dove, he could scream like a banshee, he could do whatever you wanted him to do,
Do
and
a lot of heroin.
oh yeah, and well, you chose Kurt Cobain, fuckface. He lasted another 10 years.
He
I
could do
win.
a lot of heroin.
He did my share and your share and his
And
share.
his share.
And if you're out there in the comment section, he did your share.
And they tell a friend, and
Put
they
that comment up. Put
and they
that comment. Put that comment on the screen. You're damn right you do, because I choose them the way I sees them, and now I don't have to explain Lane Staley. I don't, because you guys know, and if you don't know, you're wrong, and you don't belong on the show. You're banned. You're canceled. What have you? Herm, you named your band.
I did.
I can't wait to hear this. What? I'm laughing. I haven't heard word fucking one. What
Not
did you
word.
name your all dead band?
7 souls.
All right.
It's 6 dead souls, and the 7th soul is just the music.
All right. I like that. With the explanation, I like that. All right. Lynch, did you name your band?
No, I didn't. Like I said, it's 6 Dead Musicians. That's the name of the band.
6 dead fuckers.
Right. Before we get into
welcome to the stage, 6 dead fuckers.
Right. Before we get
six dead statistics.
Before we get into the honorable mentions, and I do have a few, I've added more as we've gone along. I did this for Derek. The name of my band is Abomination. And I'm going to hell just for saying that out loud. 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 dead musicians, and the name of the band is Abomination.
I guess it's better than Wet Pussy Fart.
Well, that was the second choice, but
yeah.
Butt plug.
Butt plug was close.
Please welcome to the stage,
Butt plug.
Oh, Jen says, I don't think I love you anymore. Are you serious? For dead musicians, this is the best name for a band, Abomination.
That's fucking hilarious.
I win. That's all you need to know. So, Herm, if you have any honorable mentions, now is the time to throw them out.
I did not write any. I'm very busy. I was lucky enough to get the fucking list together.
You were lucky enough to be on this show.
I finished it at 3:30 this morning.
There's a surprise. So you have no honorable mentions?
No, I mean, there's a lot of dead musicians that were absolutely fucking fabulous. So honorable mention to all of them.
All right, fair enough. All you dead musicians out there, you were on his list. Good job.
You're on my list.
Steve Clark from Def Leppard.
Yes. And Rick Allen's arm, wherever that is.
In a ditch somewhere in England.
I quit.
I quit. Just his arm.
That would have been a great name for your band, Lynch. Rick Allen's arm.
Rick Allen's arm. There it is.
Rick Allen's left arm.
Holy shit.
Wow. All right, you got any honorable mentions you want to throw out there, Lynch, with the 10 minutes we got?
Yeah, I kind of threw most of them out during the actual reveal. I mean, there's so many of them. Like Herm said, insert dead musician name here. The good ones usually die young. You mentioned John Lennon. Of course, he's going to make any musician's list. But for this particular list, I didn't see him as being anywhere as a utility player. Dead guitarists, there's, again, how do you pick? How do you pick? Dime was amazing.
There are a dime a dozen. Google dead guitarists, and the list is like.
I can agree with your pick for rhythm guitar of Dimebag Darrell. That just automatically made my list because, like you said, he was a one-man show. All that rhythm came from him, and he would break off and do the lead, and the bass player would take over the rhythm. I mean, it's just kind of seamless. Awesome albums. Not a bad album amongst any Pantera. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many of them that I could throw in the mix, but I think I stood where I stand on these picks. Like I said, my singer was probably the hardest choice. Singers
Same.
and flex.
But building what you want to, but building what you want to build for your, dream dead person band. I could have thrown Elvis on this list. I could have thrown a whole bunch of people that I loved that are no longer with us.
Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison.
Well, when you hear my honorable mentions, I have 2 drummers, 2 singers, and 2 bassists. No guitar players. I knew who my guitarists were going in. There was no other choice for me. It was Eddie and it was Dime. That's it.
Amy Winehouse floated in my head for a singer at one point.
That would have been something.
But did I want a female fronted band? I don't know.
Why not?
Nothing against it. It's just
sure.
Her I don't know. Her style was
just severe negotiation.
Very unique.
Every 28 days.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
Yes. She was very unique musician.
Yeah, I'll say that. I loved her voice. I ain't gonna lie to you. I loved that Rehab song. It was fantastic. And I you get addicted to it. Not unlike Amy Winehouse, but you hear that song and it rattles in your head. Jen says, I thought I liked her, but then I heard a bunch of stuff and she wasn't actually very good. I don't know. But based on the couple songs I heard from her and the documentary I watched, I'll give her a pass. A pass.
You also got to remember, Jen, a lot of what you probably heard was during her really, 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 really strung out time after she became popular. Anything she did live after her first album came out was rough.
It was like watching Axl Rose on any given night.
Yeah, well, she was fucking whacked out.
She was just so strung out, and it's a shame because her studio work was fucking amazing.
She could sing.
It's sad to see somebody so talented destroy themselves so quickly.
Right. Agreed.
And you've seen them a million times, folks. They're musicians. That's what they do. Some stop and preserve their career, like Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, et al.
Keith Richards will outlive us all.
I don't think that motherfucker has any of his own original blood.
I think it's all my blood. All I've donated over the last several years.
The only thing left when the planet erodes is Keith Richards and one cockroach.
And Cher.
No, she will perish. She will perish.
Yeah, in 22-21.
No, that's she. If she sneezes wrong, her shit's gonna fall off of her. Seriously, man, there is nothing real about her.
Shit. Oh my god.
There's nothing real about her, man. She's as plastic comes.
Before we piss everybody off in the listenership, I'm gonna throw down my honorable mentions. I got 2 drummers, I got 2 singers, and I got 2 bassists. No guitarists because my guitarists were chosen. My drummers, my honorable mentions go to Nick Menza and Jeff Hanneman. Hanneman, among all else, almost could have beaten out Eric Carr, but come on, it's Eric fucking Carr. My bassists were the aforementioned Lemmy, and of course, Herm's pick, Cliff Burton. My singers, this was tough, but I took Lane Staley for a reason. My singers were either Freddie Mercury or Janis Joplin. I wanted throaty. I wanted, some grit. That's why Freddie fell further down on the list. I saw motherfucking Glenn Danzig 2 weekends ago. It was great. He's not dead. What are you doing here? I'm kidding, Jen. Still love you. Always have. But yeah, I wanted that haunting vocal, so I went with Lane Staley. Freddie was a little too clean. Janis was a little too bluesy. When it came to haunting, it came down to, and I'll throw this out here, it was either Lane Staley or 4th place by a long shot, Scott Weiland.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So this was fun on my end. I wrote that when we were still talking about Alive Peeps. Okay, I got you, Jen. You're still my favorite. Always have been. Don't forget when we get Patreon, send $5 a month. You get a shout out and a spot on the show. You'll still get a spot on the show in 2 weeks. I had fun with this only because it challenged us a little bit more than when we had Tommy Summers on a year or two ago and we drafted just a regular band. Why not pigeonhole it? Just dead musicians.
Right. It restricts your choices and makes you.
It challenges you. It really does. Because I knew people who heard about this and hopefully they'll watch it during the week and they were like, oh, your singer is going to be Dio, or your bassist is going to be this guy, or your drummer is going to be this guy. I'm like, if you've met me for more than 5 minutes, you already knew the drummer. The singer, that was very much up in the air, but the guitarist, there was no other choices for me. And I think you guys both knew it. Mm-hmm. The bassist, Yako, too easy. Too easy. Lay down the funk. Make it a different kind of eclectic band. And with you, Herm, you rat bastard, threw me off with Chuck Berry. I got to tell you, that was a stellar fucking pick.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice choice. With a little bit of more than just a nice clean sound. I thought he could do some really cool shit.
And can I just say right now, the MVP of the Dead musician draft has to go to Lynch by drafting Terry Kath as his guitar player.
Thank you very much.
Fucking amazing. Chick Corea was a great pick, but Terry Kath, come on.
Told you, dug deep. Dug deep.
Agreed.
So next week, Herm gets to pick what we are going to talk about, draft, have a list, whatever. It's the September of fun, and we're going to keep it going. So you don't have to tell us now. You tell us privately in the chat, and then we'll pimp it out all week.
I will.
But I had fun tonight. Thank you for indulging me
on
this topic.
This was a good list.
Hot September fun.
At Dysfunction Junction Fun.
At Dysfunction Junction.
Look at you. The t-shirts will be made soon. Hot September fun at Dysfunction Junk Sun.
It's
and
all
if
about
we get sued,
emphasis on the correct syllable.
And if we get sued, Jen's paying the bill.
That's right.
I just thought of another band name.
Oh, go.
I'm in the Shed and the Unfuckables.
I'm in the Shed.
I'm in the Shed.
And the Unfuckables?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Jen says she can talk music all day. You know what? Hey, in 2 weeks, it's your show. I'm saying it now. I'm making an executive decision. You bring the topics. We'll talk about them.
I'll just follow suit.
Yeah, we just kind of go with the flow. If you're going to be our special guest hostess with the mostest, you're gonna lead the show. 2 weeks from tonight, 6:00, Jen Sizer is our person.
Yes.
I just got really relaxed, man. Those fucking edibles hit. Woo, baby.
This is the part where the drums come in because he's relaxed and he's going to talk about butt stuff in about 30 seconds.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I'm a little verklempt right now. Stay tuned, guys, for Herm's, I guess, topic for next week. Our choosy topic, like we've done. We did the metal bands 2 weeks ago. Tonight we did dead musicians. Herm's going to come up with something. Why don't I hear drums?
You don't hear drums?
I hear odd drum. Clunk, clunk, clunk. All right, we'll fix it in post. Anyway, I got one drum. I done told you. We'll work on this in post. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. And if you're a racing fan, join the Speedway Review tomorrow night. TJ Peters from Legacy Motorsports Cup Team. They of the 42 and the 43 of right now, Kosin Hocevar in the 42. And Eric Jones, who has the seat in the 43. We're going to be talking to him, I should say, TJ, tomorrow night. We'll see you guys next week. When we do the dead pedophile episode, I want Michael Jackson first.
Ooh, that
Somebody get Kurt and Amy off the DEA drug bin, please.
Aye.